Hi everyone, welcome back to Whiteboard Circuit, and I'm here again with you today to talk about a new business term. And the business term is house money effect. If you haven't watched the other videos in this playlist, go ahead and click the link above and watch those business term videos so you can become the smartest in the room. So today, I'm going to talk about a new term, house money effect. Now, house money isn't literally our house money. This term has to do more with gambling. So when we talk about the house, it's the casino or the place that's actually playing against you in a lot of the games. So I find gambling a very interesting game, interesting concept. I think it's so fun to study gambling and study the games. Now, before I get started into the video, I just wanted to state I'm a college student. I'm learning and I talk a lot about finance, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about gambling and games as well. I'm not a financial advisor. Neither am I a professional in any of these fields. I'm just trying to learn, and I'm just trying to spread knowledge on what I researched. So please, disclaimer, do your own due diligence before making any investment, any gambling decisions. I'm just sharing what I read, what I find interesting, so we can all learn and have fun together. So what is the house money effect? The house money effect essentially states that someone is willing to take more risk when they gain more. Now, I've noticed one thing. You've probably also heard this. Maybe it's in a TV show, maybe it's your friend that likes to gamble every once in a while, but the house always wins. You've probably heard this before. It's a very common statement. House always wins essentially means that when you go to a casino, you go in there with $100 and you usually come out with less than $100. And this goes for really any gambling. It could be a website, it could be a real life casino, it could be even stocks. A lot of the times when we trade and when we do these financial decisions, the house, which means Wall Street or the casino you're playing at or the website you're giving money to, net ends up making profit. Now, when I say net, I mean in the very end, like in total. Of course, when we look at a stock, there's ups and downs. But what is this? This is net growth. Or if we look at a stock, if we look at this chunk, if we look at this stock, if we look at this chunk right here, it went up, but the net is loss, right? So house always wins. So in net profit and loss, you will be in loss and the house will be in profit. Now, of course, there's one-off cases where people end up winning the jackpot and go home with $1 million. But again, this chance is very, very, very low. So why is this true? And a lot of people think it's because, the house is often like cheating. Maybe the games are rigged. That's not the case. The house always wins because of one reason. Algorithm versus human emotion. The house plays by an algorithm, whereas us, when we play against the house, we play on human emotion. That is the entire concept of gambling. And that's why the algorithm will always win, whereas human emotion will always end up losing. Now, let's take a game like blackjack, where essentially it's almost purely chance. Yes, there's a little bit of skill logic to it, but I don't want to explain the game, but essentially there's a 50-50 chance of you winning versus losing. So let's say you start playing and you put in $10. So the first game, so game one, you put in $10. You win. So that means your $10 became $20. You think, oh my God, just by playing some card, by getting 21, if you know what blackjack is, I was able to double my money. Now you're like, oh my God, wait, let me just put in $20 again, because then I'll get $40 if I win. So you put in $20 and then you get out $40. You're like, oh my God, I quadrupled the money I came in with. You do that again. You put in $40. You get out 80 because you win again. So what happened here? We were essentially, of course, we have a bank account, we have our own pockets, which have more than $10, but we were willing to risk $10 to play this game. When we made money, we risked more. Then we made money again, we risked 4 times. So essentially, within 3 games, we were willing to risk 4 times the money we were at the start. Now think about this for a second. You might say, oh, well, because this money isn't ours. Well, but it is. You won. Now these $40 is yours. It's in your bank account. And now you are willing to risk all of that money. Or you can say, or I can ask you this question back. Would you have risked $40 in the first game? Would you have gone into the game and said, yes, I'm going to bet $40 in a game I know is 50-50? No, you wouldn't have. So that means your tolerance for risk went up. That is the house money effect. Because now all of a sudden in game 4, maybe you're like, okay, wait, I'm smart. I'm going to take $10 and put it back in my pocket so that even if I lose, I will break even. And I'm going to invest and I'm going to play against the rest 70. And now all of a sudden, you lost everything and you're at 0. Or $10, like you break even. So because you were willing to risk more money this round, you lost more money, right? What happened? The house was losing and all of a sudden the house got all of its profit back. In one game, the house lost 3 games and then gained its profit back in 1 game. This is a 3-to-1 ratio. And remember, the chances are 50-50. So if you were to play 100 games, it is very likely that the house is going to win 50 of them, or close enough. The more games you play, the more closer you get to the theoretical. Again, that's another concept, but the house would ideally win 50% of the games you play. So if you keep investing more and more, then the house is gaining more and more. Now you think, game 5, now you get frustrated. You're like, I just lost every single profit I had made. I'm mad. So you take out $50 from your pocket. Remember, you had started with 10. You broke even after this game, but now you're frustrated because you were at 70 profit and you lost it all. So you take out $50 from your pocket. This is not the casino money. This is not your profit. This is your principal amount. And you gamble it away and you're back at 0. You as in we. I'm just saying you as like an example for the analogy. Gamble it away and now we're back at 0. And now what happened? Now the house is at positive 50. Now this was just blackjack where it's 50-50, but in games like poker, in very famous games that we play in the casino, the house will follow an algorithm. They will always bet the same amount. There is no human emotion involved. There is no risk taking. There's no changes. See, we put 10, 20, 40, 70, 50. Like there's no instability. They just do one thing. And if the game is 50-50, the worst it can get for the house is they break even, right? Because if it's 50-50, you break even. That's the worst the house can get because they're always following the same amount of, they're following the same algorithm. So essentially, this is what the game should look like, right? If everyone followed an algorithm and there's a 50-50% chance of winning, sometimes the house wins more, sometimes the house loses more, wins more, loses more. But in the end, the net is break even. But because the house is playing against human emotion, because humans make irrational decisions when they're emotionally pressured, that's when the house starts gaining money, because humans will make this mistake. If you told me, go play the game and bet $70, I would never do that, ever. But because I had gained $80, I thought playing 70 was safe because I was able to put $10 back in my pocket. I thought, oh, I'm just playing with my profits. And then I lost it all. So human emotion is very volatile when it comes to trading, when it comes to gambling. Human emotion is so irrational, makes us make decisions that aren't necessarily smart. So that's why this statement is often used, because the house always wins, because the house follows a set algorithm, and no matter how many times they lose, they will not stray from this algorithm. Whereas human emotion, up, down, we lose, we get frustrated, we invest more, we win, we start risking more because we've won. So human emotion is very unstable. So that's what the house money effect is. The house money effect is essentially when you make more profit, you're willing to risk more. And again, this is another byproduct of playing with emotion. So I hope you like this video. Press that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.